In this video, we're going to tie a little fly called the Meko Special. It's a great little bonefish, redfish permit fly. Imitates a small crab or a shrimp. First thing we're going to do is start off with some UTC 70 denier shell pink thread. And we're going to either use some large nickel brass eyes or some large Beadchain eyes. Both are fine. It kind of depends on the weight and how deep you're fishing. And we're going to use a Tiemco 811S saltwater hook. Now the first material we're going to tie in here is going to be some Pseudo hair or polar fiber. We're going to tie this fairly sparse. You can see I just left a little tuft of it. It's about twice the length of the shank of the hook. And it's going to be a sand color. Then we're going to take a little strip of Krystal flash. You can use pearl or pink, something kind of shrimpy. I usually just use the standard pearl on mine. And we're going to tie a strip on each side of the tail of this fly. And you can trim it to about the length of the tail. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some more of that pseudo hair or polar fiber. We're going to tie it a really thin piece. We're going to trim it in by the butt ends here, right at the back. This is actually going to be used for our body. But first, actually, we'll tie in our hackle. Got a little ahead of myself. We're going to take just a brown, oversized hackle feather. So I've made this a little bigger than it needs to be as far as the body of it, or the fibers of it. We're just going to tie this in right at the back of the fly here. Then we can tie in our little sparse piece of pseudo hair. I'm just going to kind of capture it. You want to leave this as long as you can because we're going to wrap it forward here. I'll just kind of build up a little bit of an even thread base, and I'm going to take that fiber and I'm just going to wrap it forward, making our body. Pretty easy stuff to work with and wrap forward. I'm going to take that brown hackle feather, and I'm just going to take it, I'm going to lay down some wraps, and I'll just kind of spiral it forward. I like to put 2 wraps on each spiral. So I'll spiral it, put 2 wraps, then spiral it forward. And I can capture it. I can jump my thread up to the eye. You want to get in there nice and tight and trim the tip. And now we're going to trim our hackle. This fly has a trimmed hackle body. You can leave a little bit of spikiness there, kind of rough it up a little bit. Then you can whip finish. And then you can finish off with a little bit of Zap-A-Gap. And I like to put some up on the eye and also underneath and on the head. And that is a Meko Special. Super easy to tie. Very, very effective. It's a fly that I always bring with me when I go bone fishing. You can tie it in a few different sizes, a few different weights, but it's actually one of my go-to little flies. Just looks like a little shrimp popping on the bottom. That's all there is to the Meko Special.